Go.
Hi guys. Just got some bad news, but slightly good news at the same time.
Don't cry.
I'm going to try to get through this without crying because I've been crying for literally I don't know how long and trying to stop crying so I can make this video. As you guys know, my niece's boyfriend is in Children's Hospital. He's really sick, as you know. They got him in a coma because he can't breathe, and they've already had to drain one lung, and they didn't know what was he's got this virus that he can't get rid of. They didn't know what it was. Well, he's finally been diagnosed with HLH secondary. I just went and looked it up, and it's not good. It's not good. There is people that have survived it, but there's a lot who have not. It's got a high mortality rate. And they have to go, some of them have to go through chemo, transplants, learning how to walk and eat and stuff all over again. They're starting, but there's others, I don't know, who did okay. But a lot of the cases I've seen where they had wrote in, I would suggest just going looking at a HLH secondary, so you could see for yourself what he's dealing with, what his family is going through. This one person's kid went through it for 8 months and then finally passed away. Another one's went through it for 2 years and still passed away after 2 years of fighting it. They started him on plasma infusions. And none of his organs have shut down yet, like a lot of these people said that their kids did. So hopefully his won't. They said it needs to be managed by doctors who know well about the disease and how to, you know, because most doctors have never even heard of it. But I would really appreciate it if you guys would keep Chris in your prayers, and his family as well. We know God can fight this disease. So please pray that God fights this disease for Chris. He's such a good boy. He prays every morning and prays every night. And him and Abby love each other so much. I can't even imagine what his family's going through. Please keep him and his family. And Abby, please keep them in your prayers. Please pray for Chris to get better. And please look up HLH, a secondary, and spread the awareness. They have HLH. It is genetic, but Chris doesn't have that one. Thank God. He has HLH secondary, which is from viral infection. They said they usually keep saying it's mono or this or that. They said Chris had mono. They said he had double pneumonia. He went through all that as well. They finally found out what it is. So that's the first step. Alright. Let's get into today's Bible reading. I think yesterday was Abby's first day back to school. And her friends were all asking her about Chris and stuff. And she was so upset and overwhelmed, you know, that she was in the counselor's office for a while. I already took anxiety medicine trying to calm down. I am never, ever in my life it's hard to explain. But all I can do is think about Chris. God has him on my heart so heavy. And I'm just so, like, majorly depressed and scared and praying for him and praying for him and praying for him. And I'm just, like, really, really scared. And I've got so much love in my heart for him and want him to get better so bad. I've never felt like this about anybody on this earth that I've never even met before. I've never even met Chris yet. But I feel like I've known him forever. I can't explain it. Cares about Abby so much that when he went to school and they thought he just had mono, he wouldn't even kiss her on the mouth. He would only kiss her on the cheek because he didn't want to get her sick. He's a good boy. And I haven't even met him, but I know that. And as you know, what all Abby's been through in her life, and now this, please pray for Chris. Please keep Abby in your prayers, because you know what all she's been through. And please pray for his family. His mom's gotta be going crazy. I promise I stopped now. Sorry, this video is going to be long again. I know it's so late because we just got up. I was up earlier but went back to bed. And I just heard my mom just told me this a couple hours ago or an hour ago. A couple hours ago. I think around 8 o'clock. And I've been trying to get it made ever since 8 o'clock. I guess it's 11:05. So I'm to be sure to do the video tonight just so I can ask prayer for him again. So please, please, please pray. We know our God is a God of miracles. Our God can do anything. Alright guys, we are going to begin where we left off yesterday with Matthew chapter 1. Did I say Matthew chapter 5? Matthew chapter 5, verse 1 through verse 26. Introduction to the Sermon on the Mount, and then we'll be getting into the Beatitudes. Now when Jesus saw the crowds, he went up on a mountainside and sat down. His disciples came to him, and he began to teach them. Beatitudes. He said, these are Jesus' words. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven. For in the same way they persecuted the prophets who were before you. Salt and light. You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything, except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them. For truly I tell you, until heaven and earth disappear, not the smallest letter, not the least stroke of a pen, will by any means disappear from the law until everything is accomplished. Therefore, anyone who sets aside one of the least of these commands and teaches others accordingly will be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever practices and teaches these commands will be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I tell you that unless your righteousness surpasses that of the Pharisees and the teachers of the law, you will certainly not enter the kingdom of heaven. Murder. You have heard that it is said to people long ago, you shall not murder, and anyone who murders will be subject to judgment. But I tell you that anyone who is angry with a brother or sister will be subject to judgment. Again, anyone who says to a brother or sister, Raka, is unanswerable to the court, and anyone who says, you fool, will be in danger of the fire of hell. Therefore, if you are offering your gift at the altar, and there remember that your brother or sister has something against you, leave your gift there in front of the altar. First go and be reconciled to them, then come and offer your gift. Settle matters quickly with your adversary, who is taking you to court. Do it while you are still together on the way, or your adversary may hand you over to the judge, and the judge may hand you over to the officer, and you may be thrown into prison. Truly I tell you, you will not get out until you have paid the last penny. And that's where we're ending Matthew today. We read Matthew chapter 5, so we're reading Psalm 5 today. For the director of music for pipes, a Psalm of David. We need to hear one of David's beautiful psalms tonight, don't we? Listen to my words, Lord. Consider my lament. Hear my cry for help, my King and my God. For to you I pray. In the morning, Lord, you hear my voice. In the morning I lay my request before you and wait expectantly. For you are not a God who is pleased with wickedness. With you, evil people are not welcome. The arrogant stand in your presence. You hate all who do wrong. You destroy those who tell lies. You destroy those who tell lies. The bloodthirsty and deceitful, you, Lord, detest. But I, by your great love, can come into your house. In reverence I bow down toward your holy temple. Lead me, Lord, in your righteousness because of my enemies. Make your way straight before me. Not a word from their mouth can be trusted. Their heart is filled with malice. Their throat is an open grave. With their tongues they tell lies. Declare them guilty, O God. Let their intrigues be their downfall. Banish them for their many sins, for they have rebelled against you. But let all who take refuge in you be glad. Let them ever sing for joy. Spread your protection over them, that those who love your name may rejoice in you. Surely, Lord, you bless the righteous. You surround them with your favor, as with a shield. I pray that's what he's doing to Chris. Surround him with your favor, as with your shield. That was Psalm 5. The last part about Chris was, of course, my part added in. Telling you guys, not trying to add to the Bible by any means. That is a very bad thing to do. To add to or take away from the Bible. To end today's Bible reading, we're going to read Proverbs chapter 1, verses 24 through 28. But since you refuse to listen when I call, and no one pays attention when I stretch out my hand, since you disregard all my advice and do not accept my rebuke, I in turn will laugh when disaster strikes you. I will mock when calamity overtakes you, when calamity overtakes you like a storm, when disaster sweeps over you like a whirlwind, when distress and trouble overwhelm you. Then they will call to me, but I will not answer. They will look for me, but will not find me. Okay guys, that was today's Bible reading. Again, I'm sorry that it's really long. And please, I beg you, please, please pray for Chris. For God to cure him. No matter how long it takes. Let's bring those souls to Jesus. And God willing, I'll see you guys again tomorrow with another Bible reading. Bye guys. God bless.